What up? What up? What up? What's going on? What's good? Excuse the noise in the background. I'm doing work in my yard, and then also it's folks doing work over there at my mom's house. But anyways, I just wanted to stop and talk about something real quick. Uh, so I was out here in my yard doing some yard work, trying to get my garden area straightened out and stuff because of all the rain and just me not being able to get out here and get to it. And as I'm doing it, I'm at a point where I'm yearning for something refreshing. And I thought about water. I was like, water ain't gonna do it. Of course, soda or slushy, thinking about any type of thing that might be refreshing, and none of those that came to mind, I was like, nah, I don't think that's gonna do it. But I was like, I need something, for my break. I need something. And something just popped up in my head and was like, watermelon, watermelon has always been something that, I preached about as far as being very refreshing and needed. It does way better than actual water, for real. But I normally been buying watermelons my whole life. Even till now I still buy watermelons. And the guy that I got it from last week, he didn't have any good seeded watermelons. He told me that it was a little overripe. So I got one in my refrigerator, and I didn't want that one, because it wasn't it wasn't gonna be refreshing. And something was like, what about the watermelons you grew? Because I have watermelons in here. You see, you got 1, 2, 3. I see about a good 5 or 6 in here. Maybe more than that. So I said, let me check to see if it's ripe. End up looking at one. They small. I'm not used to having small watermelons. We're used to, getting big watermelons. So these are very small. And, I checked. I said, man, I think that is, ripe. So I grabbed it. I said, might as well just go ahead and try it. Bust it open. And I'm talking about it bust straight on open. So you already knew it was sweet. And, I ate it. It was sweet. And it was very refreshing. And it was just enough, It was just enough. It was small enough. It was small, but it was just enough for me to be, fulfilled. And I feel like that's how God works. We get used to, getting these huge watermelons, a lot of times, and just things, period. When, sometimes the small is just enough. And I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. Because, I overlooked these watermelons that I had in my garden. Because, one, I'm not used to just going in the garden and getting my own. I'm used to buying it. So that's another thing. We get used to how we used to do things and not thinking about, what about, just, God providing and it being there, like this, they would call it a ram in the bush. It's like sometimes we can overlook things, not knowing that God have it right there for you. You just got to ignore what you used to find the thing that that's meant for you, So I just wanted to share that message to y'all, man. Like I said, I got all types, and I got all types of watermelon in here. But what's another thing is I didn't even plant these watermelons. I just used my compost and they grew in this bed that I was creating. So that's another thing. It's like, man, I ain't even try to plant these. It was none but God. So just wanted to share that message. And maybe, I'll go ahead and look at one of these watermelons and show and prove to show you. That's a bigger one right here. People normally go for the big one. I don't know. I think they already, you got that one over there. It busted. I had a bunch of them bust because it's just so much rain that came. And just overwatered these watermelons. But these been out here for a while. That's why I was like, man, they got to be ready. Because they've been out here, for a hot minute. So I'll go ahead and pick one of them and see what it do. I'll pick this one. So you got this one right here. Not real huge. I'm just stick my knife in and see what it do. Trying to. This ain't like the other one. The other one just split open. Oh yeah, there you go. Now split open. See how it just split open like that? And that's it right there. Check and see if it's sweet. Yep, real sweet too. Real sweet. Like I said, it's small enough, it's just enough. I don't need no big old watermelon. I can just eat two. It's about to be two now. But you can eat just one of these, man, and be fulfilled, man. And then go about your day. I can go grab me another one tomorrow or whatever, So I just wanted to share that with you, I don't know what else to say. But I guess that'd be it. All right.